Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. Yes, we're back on Friday, December the 30th. It's New Year's Eve. Tomorrow it's the last day of the year 2022. How it's flying. Well, I hope you had a real good Christmas. Hope you got what you wanted off Father Christmas. And I hope everyone is still enjoying their time off. Especially if you've got a couple of weeks off work. And I know the kids are off school. So we've been out to watch one or two tournaments. I missed the one on the Wednesday at LCFA headquarters there. Well done to every one of the organisers who put on a massive tournament. Everyone enjoyed themselves. It was straight after Christmas. And DXTL under 7s went on to win another trophy. So well done to Club DXTL under 7s. And again, well done to all the teams who participated in there. And we've got to put this myth to bed, haven't we? We really have. Because everyone's saying about high-level teams in under 6s, under 7s. These kids are kids. And I think the more training, professional training that some of the kids get, it improves them tenfold. Now, not many teams can go out there and get professional training. Not many teams do. They have coaches, level 1s, level 2s, and hopefully they'll have UEFA coaches in certain circumstances. Now, the myth I'm putting to bed is about high-level teams. Now, sometimes DXTL, they're very strong. They've done well. They've got together. We've built the team around my grandson, and they're sticking together, and they're great friendships. And I must admit, the kids are all well established and well glued together as a friendship, as a team, as a partnership, if you like. They're brilliant and they gel together. Now, 2 of those I think are being looked at the academy. The other 5 are not in academies whatsoever. They've just had a little bit more training than most, and when I say training, it could be 3-4 times a week as well as games, and they've been together since probably 5 years of age now. Going into under 6s, now they're under 7s. They were playing games with under 6s together, and they got into an under 7s league and they look outstanding. Now that's not because there's something special, that is because of high class coaching, and it just means to me they've trained, even the parents trained their own kids together on a schedule that they've been given off the one-to-one coaching and also team coaching as well. And they haven't stopped training. They've had the Christmas period, then they've gone into a tournament, and they've done with 5 players, they've won with 5 players, they've won with 6 players, they've won with 7 players, right the way through. Now you have to admire them, because sometimes 2 of those academy players, if you want to call them, have not been there through some of the games. So it just shows you just how good these kids are. Now it's up to every coach out there to develop the children. That's what the coaching's for, to develop the kids. And we could say some kids are just put together to make a game fit. That's what it's all about. Now, a reputation about if you're winning games is that they're too good, they shouldn't be in these cups, shouldn't be them, when they're only the same age, 6 years of age, these kids, just touching 7 now on the birthdays. Now, some teams, obviously, because you're a strong team, they don't want to play you. But when I was running teams, and every one of those adults will tell you, we came across very strong teams. And you know what? Regardless of the scorelines, I loved it. The kids loved it. Why? Is because there's nothing better to play a well-established team, a team that's been developed, a team that's worked together, a team that played together, a team that got good players because of the coaching that they've put in, and because of the workmanship that the teams and the kids are all putting together themselves. It doesn't mean those kids are going to grow up to be professional players. Now, they're all the same ages, and we used to go on there and we used to play these teams, and as I say, the score lines were very high, but we developed them and coached them, we got them together. And you know what, it was brilliant to see the kids coming on playing these teams, because it really did make them work together as a team and perform together a little bit better. There's nothing better than going against classier players, if you like. That's what it is. We've had more training, who are good with the skills, good on the ball. These players, including myself, I came across them. You learn, you want to pick up, you want to be the way those kids are playing, and you start concentrating more on your training, and you listen more on your training, and it comes together. Honestly, it really does. And as again, I'll go back to my teams quite a few years ago. They hadn't actually started off like that, then developed, then they coached, and then they started winning a cup and coming second in the league. We won a couple of cups through coaching, through good coaching. That's what it's all about. You develop the kids, and coming against these teams who are better does develop your children. You've got to get, regardless of score lines, whatever it is, you know, the kids have got to play better teams. Imagine if they didn't. It's hard to say. It's probably some of the coaches out there are probably saying, you know, we can't live against them. Now, good coaches will tell you, you've got to be a good coach to develop children. That's what it needs. It needs better coaching, and you've got to get these kids, and you've got to develop them at an early age, and that's how they develop and learn skills and become better players. You don't just put them all together and say, oh, this is a low to mid, very, you know, high class, high to mid, high players. Oh, all that is confusing to me, and it is probably to the kids, because they only want to play football. And it doesn't mean they're good on the ball. High class players at 7 years of age, you know, they've got to come to, you go and you look at all these other teams. This is why some teams are better players, and they'll go and play a year above, or you can't play a year below. You can't do that. It's a year above. And I just, you know, you've got a lot of coaches saying, they'll be better, the quality, the class. You know, give yourself an ultimatum as a coach. You want to develop good players. You want to encourage these kids to learn football and win games, and it doesn't matter if you win games, you lose games, you draw games. You want the kids to enjoy themselves, and you can say, okay, there's that many goals gone in. This is it. This is what we talk to the kids about, and we make them better players. You pinpoint out your Premier League. It can happen in there. You know, you can imagine, said this before, these lower league teams in the professional teams can't wait to come across better teams. They can't. They want to play, they want to learn, they want to go to the grounds, they want to sample the atmosphere. That is part and parcel of learning in grassroots football. It really is. This is my honest opinion. You can't degrade a team because they're good. You can't run them down because they're good. You can't. This comes from coaches. Coaches are starting to say this, you know, oh, this is the way it is. But we've got great coaches out there who will understand and want to develop the teams. Coaches who will say, we want to play the better teams so that kids can learn off other players as well. Not just the coaching. This is how kids can succeed. Honestly, it really is. This is my belief. And I've been in the game I've been there, wore the t-shirts, as they say. I've been over 40 years in grassroots football. I've seen kids develop, I've seen kids fail, I've seen kids make it to the very top, and it's all about development, it's all about learning, and that is what junior football is. You can't just, imagine if you got a league and just turned around and said, right, these kids are all low level. That to me sounds degrading. It really does to me. And just keep them in a low level league. No, I want to develop these kids. I want to see the kids develop. The kids want to develop. Parents surely want to see them develop. But in that league, what would happen if they were all low-level teams? What would you class? If you had them in I know it's development football, but you put them in the league, don't you? And they play each other. Imagine all that. What would you class the winner as then? High level? You see my point? I'm hoping you see my point, and I hope you know where I'm coming from. Anyway, it's all about development. Grassroots football at 6, 7, 8 years of age, 9 years of age even. They're developing, they're getting better. Now you watch your low level teams, this is so called from some of the coaches. What will it be like when they're 9 or 10 if they keep on playing? Will it be high level then? You've got to develop, get them, they'll learn the game, they'll understand. And these teams, like ours, we need to lose sometimes. We need to, so the kids can understand it's not all about winning, it's about losing, it's about drawing. You know, it's about participation. And no one wants to embarrass any other teams whatsoever. No one does. You've got a good team, you've got a strong team. People like to see kids at that age passing the ball, scoring goals. This is what they're all in grassroots football for. It's not just a kick around on the park, unfortunately. You can say it's just a development league. And if the development leagues, the kids have got to learn. They've got to learn, they've got to come across better teams that they have. But you've got to get them to understand that if they're slow learners, they could be slow learners, they will develop. Kids will get better. That's what it's all about. That's why we have schools as well. They go into classrooms, they go into English lessons, maths lessons, science, and they get taught. And they'll start off slowly and won't understand it. But when you pump it into them, when you develop them, they start learning, they start getting better. They start getting a lot better. Not in levels, not in low level, medium level, high level. I don't like that in grassroots football. They're all the same age, they're all kids. And let's just leave it to kids. They're all in development leagues, regardless. You can't put them in a professional league, can you? The kids, and they're only learning. I'm sure I'm going to get some feedback. By the majority of good coaches will give me good feedback. They'll understand where I'm coming from. But there's some coaches who will just say, no, or parents will have a right go and just, where do you want your child to play? What do you want your child to do? Do you want them to develop? Do you want them to get better? This is what it's all about, working together. And the coaches are supposed to develop the kids, but make it fun in their development. You can come across tougher teams, and that's what it's all about. But where do you find them all? What are you saying to these teams? Put them in a high level league, get rid of them. We just want low level leagues so we can all have a fair go, a fair chance. Then the winners go. Where do you go if you win? Are you high level? What happens? You go up then because you won a league. And then people start saying, or they start moaning, the coach will go, hang on, we're not as good as them. We should be in this league. I think you all know where I'm coming from. Anyway, it's grassroots football, and you've got to learn to live with it. The lower level teams, aren't they? You know, this is what they are. 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s. The kids developing. Will they ever make it? We don't even know. And I think everyone knows the score and how hard it is to make it to the very, very top. But they can only get better with good coaching, good support, good development. That's all it needs. We have to get the kids. It's your job as a coach to get the kid to a higher level. Surely it is. So every good coach out there will know where I'm coming from. That's all I can say. Anyway, today was an absolutely fantastic day yet again at Jeffrey Humble. No More Knives campaign. Brilliant. What a fantastic day. I went there, it was cold. We could start saying it was a little bit, well, it wasn't Baltic, it was cold. At least we got rid of that really, really bad weather a couple of weeks ago. And it was lovely to see Tony Bellew there with the kids and supporting this really needed campaign. And there was teams, I think, come from Stockport as well. Camel Laird's was here, and there was teams from all over. So the organisers are absolutely brilliant at what they're doing, and they're trying to make an awareness towards and no more knives, and you can add guns into that campaign. They're trying to make the streets safe for the kids, and they're doing it through football, grassroots football, because that's where there's a massive audience. Now, I was walking around there and I watched, and they're doing a brilliant job. The young referees were as well, all wearing the t-shirts, and Tony Bellew was given the trophies out towards the end. Obviously they can't stay all day, they have to pass but they're showing their support, and he is a big supporter. And also I got the chance to talk to Tony Bellew, brilliant, and he's looking forward. He said he would love to come on the show and let the kids interview him. He said that'd be really interesting. So I'm going to chase that up, and there's people around there who are going to help me to get him on the show as well. So there you go, kids, young commentators, Tony Bellew, and I'm sure you'll be over the moon on that interview. But we'll keep that for our young commentators, and I'm doing a lot of work behind the scenes, believe me, with running the team, running the Respect campaign, and running everything else. But these lads and lasses were brilliant today, giving the medals out, the trophies out, and well done to all the teams who turned up, well done to all the friendliness that I saw. But also I'd like to underline that this is a charity competition, and there were some parents and coaches out there today who put all that to bed, and it was regardless of what this day was about. That was over their heads, that was forgotten about, and to be honest, I think it was wrong. You can't shout at a 13-year-old referee. Kids who are coming in there to help out on this campaign, it's wrong. No ref, no game, we all know that. And even Tony Bellew echoed my words, and I was hoping with these parents, if you'd have seen it, who were shouting and screaming at the referee, and it wasn't very nice in some cases, which I missed, but I was informed about. It would have been nice if Tony Bellew stood at the bottom of that line and shouted right across. I would love to have seen the reaction on the parents' faces. I really would. That would have, you know, even video that. That would have been real serious. That would have been great for all the media. And how would you feel if you were one of those parents and you were shouting at a 13-year-old kid about using a whistle, having a go at him, and Tony Bellew turned up and shouted to you? How small would you feel? I think very small. And it would have been great if that would have happened, but it wasn't the case. But we're trying to get a message out there, regardless of what it is in grassroots football. This is a brilliant campaign. We should all be supporting it. Your children, are they safe on the streets? These are trying to make the streets safer by having a No More Knives campaign. We need to work together with them closely, be partners with them in every club, and obviously with the gun crime as well. We need to stop it regardless of wherever you are, and make the streets safer for our children and also adults as well. It's a knife campaign and they don't want it, and they bring it in to grassroots football, and it should be working a treat. And there was support there from the fire service and the police and everyone else, all the Jeffrey Humble staff as well. Brilliant. Once again, another successful campaign. It was great to see, and it was great to see all your teams. But as I say, get the message, please. Remember, these tournaments are held as charity tournaments as well. They're trying to raise funds to help this campaign. It could be your child one day. You need to realise that it will be some child, it will be someone's child, it could be an adult, someone we know. We need to work together and get these knives off our streets and support the No More Knives campaign. You can catch them on Facebook, and we get a report of them, and obviously we'll read that out as soon as we get it, and we're waiting for it, but I know they were busy carrying on with the tournament, and it's just gone over the heads to send me a quote. But I'll get a quote, no doubt, and we'll continue supporting No More Knives campaign, working together, getting referees, and I'll enter our team in the next one, promise. Anyway, there you go. Let's support them, and well done to everyone who supported this tournament today. It was brilliant to see a lot of people. Wish them all the best, catch up with them all, and also a good friend of mine there, Callum, and Callum has now Olympic Security Solutions Limited, and he's doing a great job, and he's putting all, you know, the cascade there where you walk through and drop your knife there. We need to promote that, and we can help them over the next few weeks doing that. We'll work together. Don't cross the line, we'll work together, because we're in our 20th anniversary. So we're looking forward to working together with the No More Knives campaign, and also you again in grassroots football. Now just a quick one now we're going to mention is Sophie Coyne is coming on the show tomorrow. You may go back over 12 months ago when Sophie was just starting out and disability football was her big thing and she was getting involved. Well, she's come on very, very well indeed since then. and we have it on the show tomorrow morning, and we're going to record the show, and that'll be out for you for the New Year's show, and just to see how she has not give up and how she has come on and developed her skills as well. You know, never give up, and Sophie is going to give us an insight in what she's achieved over those last 12 months. So I'm really looking forward to that, and you've got to tune into that show. It should be a cracker. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I'm looking forward to sharing our New Year's Eve party with you. Party, cup of tea, that's all we're having, but we'll give you a nice mention to each and every one of you tomorrow, because you all want to get the best wishes off us, don't you? You know, wishing you a happy new year and all the best for 23. Well, that will come tomorrow, and obviously with our guest in the studio, Sophie Coyne, as well. Please tune in to that one. You won't be sorry. It'll be a cracker, and I'm trying to get my arrow working on this SoundCloud. In the meantime, thank you very, very much indeed for tuning in to us, and we're looking forward to the festive spirit tomorrow, the turnaround of 2023. Ooh, what a year. Could it be a good year for all of us? Let's hope so. From myself, Maldine, all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect Campaign, Heart of Gold initiatives. We'll see you tomorrow, round about 5 p.m. Please tune in and listen to our guest, Sophie Coyne. God bless.